Most people think their genetics are a life sentence, that if you're tired, struggling with brain fog, anxious, or have headaches, it's just a part of life, or even worse, just a part of getting older. Or that your current level of focus, motivation, and productivity is simply the best your body can do. But what if I told you that your DNA isn't a prison, but rather a roadmap? A roadmap to helping you figure out those exact problems that you're facing. Low mood, motivation, allergies, poor sleep, or just drifting through life with that blah blah sort of feeling. I'm Dr. Tyler Panzner, Ph.D. trained pharmacologist and genetic specialist, and I've helped hundreds of people decode their DNA to figure out which genetic factors are holding them back from feeling their best and create health blueprints that transform lives in just 30 days. Join me for a few minutes and I'll walk you through how this works, why your approach may be failing you, and exactly how my one-on-one deep dive genetic analysis can give you clarity and lasting results without all the guesswork. I've spent over a decade studying how genetics affect every single aspect of health. So let me start by breaking down my overall philosophy. You see, I view each person as a jigsaw puzzle. These missing puzzle pieces here, these represent your genetic mutations or misspellings in your DNA that hardwire your unique body to not absorb certain nutrients, not detect them as well. So I like looking at people's genetics and figuring out what are the missing puzzle pieces that your unique body needs. And what I've realized over the years is that most people are completely guessing. They're wasting years and thousands of dollars by trying random diet fads or trying a supplement they found on TikTok to fix their label or diagnosis. However, when you understand your DNA and again, identify your missing puzzle pieces, health can make a lot more sense. When you understand your DNA, you get crystal clear on exactly which foods, vitamins, supplements, and lifestyle habits are in alignment with your unique body, and just as importantly, which healthy diet fads or flashy supplements won't move the needle for you, or even worse, send you backwards on your health journey. This is exactly why I created my one-on-one deep dive genetic analysis to figure out which puzzle pieces do we need to fill in for you from a natural perspective. Let me share the 4 phases of health that I see with virtually every client I work with. The first phase is guessing and struggling. This is where most people are. This is when you're trying random supplements that you heard about on social media, random fad diets that you heard on a podcast, expensive laboratory tests or biohacking equipment that you heard about at a biohacking conference. And these people may be investing a lot of money into trying these generally healthy biohacks, tips, or tricks, but they're still foggy, they still have low energy, they're still far from thriving and feeling their best. The second stage is DNA clarity. This is when everything shifts. Once you understand your unique biology, your unique genetics, things begin to make a lot more sense and you get crystal clear on what you truly need. No more, maybe this will work with me. You get clear answers based on the hard genetic facts of your body. Phase 3 is thriving. Once you finally provide your cells with the nutrients they've been lacking throughout your life, remember those missing puzzle pieces, and you help your body get rid of or detoxify things the body is hanging on to that shouldn't be there. You begin waking up with more energy, more zest for life, higher mental clarity. You have a newfound sense of control over your health and can make highly informed, health-conscious decisions for your unique body, not chasing random trends. And the last phase is one that not a lot of people talk about, but my personal favorite, a new lens on life. Once you understand the patterns, the cause and effect of food, supplements, and factors that make you not feel good, you begin to see these patterns in other people around you. Once you understand what types of foods are causing your headaches, when you're with friends or family and someone says they get a headache after eating, you're able to piece together what happened to them and educate others and help those around you. Most people are stuck in phase 1, guessing, and some people may try a DNA test, but sadly be let down due to the lack of proper implementation. And that is exactly what I help people escape from so they can progress all the way down to the marvelous phase 4. Now, there are a lot of myths around genetics, so let me clear up a few. The first myth is that people think there is a single insert my label gene. People will come to me and say, what is my anxiety gene? What is my depression gene? What is my allergy gene? This simply doesn't exist. There's no one gene for anxiety or depression or any health issue that you're facing. Health issues arise from patterns in DNA. Again, think about the missing puzzle pieces in the jigsaw puzzle. It's not just one puzzle piece missing, it is many groups of genetic markers that dictate how well you respond to certain foods, absorb certain nutrients, respond to inflammation, or detoxify your body. The second genetic-based myth is that you can't do anything about your genetics. This is flat out out wrong. While it is true, the genetics you have from birth are the exact same until the day you die, you can learn about your DNA and figure out those genetic shortcomings. Let me give you an example. If your body is hardwired to not convert nutrient A into nutrient B as well, you may eat more of nutrient A, but if you can't convert it into B, what we'll need to do is to make sure you get more of this specific nutrient, that specific missing puzzle piece for you. So while we're not editing or changing your DNA, we can bypass and skip what your body can't do as well genetically. The third myth I hear quite often is that all genetic tests are the same. Or these are the people that will say, I've already done a genetic test and it didn't help. There are so many genetic testing companies out there and they all do it differently. They'll look at different genetics and give you different insights and different recommendations. But sadly, the vast majority of these genetic testing companies give very surface level guidance. They'll throw you a massive laundry list of 100 different supplements and food changes to make, and it leaves people more overwhelmed and confused. My deep dive genetic analysis is different because I hand make my genetic reports and give deep education to you personally, one-on-one, to make sure you understand and can implement this life-changing genetic knowledge. You've probably tried it all: new diets, expensive supplements, endless lab work. And while you may get some level of improvement, you're feeling like there's more improvements to be made, and you may be frustrated because this doesn't seem tailored to you. The problem isn't your effort. The problem is you're using cookie cutter protocols and shooting in the dark. And when you're guessing, you're not just wasting money, but you're missing out at showing up fully for yourself, your friends, your family, and your passions. That's the real cost that we're talking about here. Your DNA holds the answers, and with the right analysis and guidance, we can uncover exactly which factors are holding you back from thriving like you know you deserve to be. This is where my one-on-one deep dive genetic analysis comes into play. Let me walk you through the process. So let's say you decide that this is in alignment and you purchase your deep dive. The first step is to fill out your onboarding form. This is where you give information about your health goals, your health history. You can upload any recent lab or blood work you may have gotten, information about your diet, exercise habits, including links. And I want links to every single supplement you're taking so I can give a full audit and take all this into account when I'm building your hyper-personalized protocol. Then you'll also give us your shipping address where we know where to send your DNA kit. So that gets delivered right to your door within a few days. Once you get that, you provide your cheek swab sample. Very straightforward instructions. Cheek swab, you send it right back. That gets delivered to the lab, and over the next several weeks, your DNA will be analyzed with cutting-edge AI-guided genetic technology. From there, once this comes in, what makes my approach unique is that I hand make my genetic reports. So once that data comes in, I take that and I comb through it to find the biggest, most important missing puzzle pieces for your unique situation to match your health goals. Once my analysis is complete and I built your hyper-personalized protocol, you'll get an email where you can then book your Zoom consult call with me. So we'll have an hour-long call together where we nerd out and we run through everything point by point. This is so much more than just here are your pills, take them. I want you to understand and I want to educate you around your unique body, not just foods or supplements, but patterns to be mindful of. So there's no more random brain fog, random anxiety, random headaches. You know the cause and effect, maybe why you can't sit down and focus with certain types of work at certain times of day. I want you to understand all of these factors and make sure you can implement that into your day-to-day life. During the call, we'll also handpick exactly which supplements and nutrients we will be adding into your protocol. You get the full recording of our call, you get an AI-generated summary, you get the blueprint about your body, and I also hand build your protocol. Extremely straightforward, exactly what to take, what time of day, what are the baseline supplements you need, what nutrients can you take if you're particularly under the weather, under particular stress, or really need to lock in and focus. From there, you'll get access to my online supplement dispensary where you can order the recommended supplements from brands I know and trust and utilize with my clients. And throughout this whole process, you'll have access to me through my private client-only email address. And for 3 weeks after our initial consult, you'll have that email access to me. So if you need clarity based on what we discussed, or you have questions as you're implementing your plan, feel free to reach out. I'm in your back pocket. I'm in your corner. Now, regarding timelines, from when you start your onboarding until when we're able to have our consult call, that's looking at it around 30 days in total. Now, if you already have your own genetic data that we can utilize and you don't need a DNA kit from us, then we can start right at my analysis. So from my analysis to the Zoom call here, you're looking at maybe 1 week in total. So that's the process for the deep dive analysis, but let me talk about what ongoing support looks like. Once you meet with me, At any point in time after that, you can order blood work if you're in the United States. If you're not in the United States, you can see which blood markers we like to see run for our clients, and you can get them run by your own local healthcare professional. In addition, you can purchase 30-minute follow-ups at any point in time. These aren't included in the initial deep dive analysis, but you can grab them whenever you would like. I work with all different types of people. Some people I meet with them once a month, other people it's once a year. Whether you have a bunch of lab work you want to discuss with me one-on-one, or if you just want a more hands-on check-in to make any necessary tweaks into your protocol, you can purchase these at any point in time. While you will get reminders, it's ultimately up to you, the client, to book those follow-ups whenever you're ready, and I highly recommend after the first 1 to 2 months on the protocol, we get blood work done and track those initial changes. And keep in mind, ordering this blood work here will be available immediately during your onboarding. So if you wanted to get blood work done while you're onboarding, so we had fresh blood work while I do my analysis for our Zoom consult call, that is entirely doable. So let's recap what you'll get with the deep dive analysis. First, you'll get a full supplement audit. I'll look at any supplements that you've been taking and educate you which specific components are good for you and which may be being a detriment to your health. Next, you'll get a hyper-personalized health blueprint. The foods, supplements, lifestyle habits you should and shouldn't be doing based on your unique biology. You will get a full recording of our call. You'll get an AI-generated summary of key action points. Then I'll be taking this blueprint and generate your nutrition, supplement, and lifestyle plan or protocol. Super straightforward, so all you have to do is just stick to the plan and reap the rewards of improved cellular health. And while you've had access to me along this whole process, you'll also get 3 weeks of email support to make sure you get off to a smooth start to your protocol. In addition, genetics aren't just about making you feel better today. You will also get information about any blood markers to monitor as you age. If you're at a high risk for a specific blood marker, I want you to know about it so you can be proactive and get out ahead of it. The last thing you want to do is wait to test for specific blood markers until it's too late and you're already declined in your health status. And the last thing you'll get is cellular health pattern recognition. You're going to start to see the patterns on why people are more revved up, more anxious, why they're getting brain fog, and start to figure out for those around you which foods or supplements that may be healthy to the general population, may be doing not so healthy things based on the information you learned about your own body that can then be used to help those around you. So you'll be getting all of this with the deep dive analysis, and as you can see, it's much more than a surface level genetic report. It's the beginning of a whole new angle of self-discovery and a comprehensive strategy around your unique health, so you could think clearer, perform better, and have improved cellular resilience so you can age with grace. A question I get a lot is, who is this for? And what I could tell you, after working with over 800 people over the past 3 years, nearly all of my clients fall into one of 3 buckets. And these 3 buckets come down to health status. So let's think of it in terms of a stoplight. So in the red zone here, we have the people that are sick. These are the people that have been struggling with stubborn symptoms for years. They may have a diagnosis, they may have labels they've been given by multiple different healthcare practitioners. They've tried different protocols from different specialists and gotten little to no results. And sadly, a lot of these cookie cutter type protocols built around the label and not the person leaves a lot of people in the dust. And once we're able to identify the root causes hiding in their DNA, they're able to break the cycle and begin to trend upwards in their health and life. Then there's people in this orange zone here. These are the people that are feeling overall. They may not be sick enough for the red zone here, but they are certainly not thriving. They're not sick enough for a diagnosis, but they know something's missing. Sadly, this is where most people are in their overall health status. They're tired halfway through the day, they're waking up anxious, they're not able to settle down at the end of the night, they wake up with random aches and pains, and they just don't feel like themselves anymore. And after them getting on a proper DNA-guided protocol, they begin understanding the why behind their body. And finally, there are those in the green area here. These are those that are thriving, the high performers, athletes, executives, entrepreneurs that are already doing well but want to perform at the absolute highest level. But after working with a lot of these individuals, a lot of those that think they're thriving in this green area are actually more so down here. And my point is, you may think you're having a 10 out of 10 day, but what if that's really an 8 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10? There's more to uncover on the other side of genetic focused health optimization. And once these high performers here get this DNA-based guidance, they're able to fine-tune their focus, motivation, recovery, and all of those aspects to really make sure they get the most out of their human experience of life. But the truth is, no matter which of these buckets you fall into, the overall process is the same. Looking at you, an individual, with those missing puzzle pieces and providing those and limiting or removing what your unique body is sensitive to. We take the guesswork out and give you a plan that works with, not against, your unique biology. And that's where the real transformation begins. Now, I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about the 2 P's, the 2 biggest objections I hear about people wanting to work with me. The first one is privacy. Now, privacy is very, very important in the genetic space. You may have heard about data leaks from specific genetic companies. What I can say about this is the company I partner with for my genetic testing, Self-Decode, they care about privacy. They do not sell your data. They did not structure their company that way. I have utilized them for years. They have top-level HIPAA-compliant servers, and any documents you upload to my system is HIPAA protected. Rest assured, it is a top concern, not just for them, but for me, myself, and all the clients I've worked with. The second objection comes down to the price. People asked, Tyler, why is this worth thousands of dollars? To help you better understand the pricing of the deep dive analysis, let me break down why this is different. It first comes down to cutting-edge DNA technology. Your DNA will be checked for over 200 million, yes, million genetic mutations. On top of that, very complex AI mathematical modeling helps really figure out what is truly happening in your body. Just because you have one genetic mutation for a certain hormone issue, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going on. We need a lot more data to help figure out the overall net effect of what's going on genetically in your body. Next, your hyper-personalized report is what I call all value, no fluff. As I mentioned, these reports are handmade by me. I spent a couple of hours looking for the most important mutations, the most mutated genes, the biggest missing puzzle pieces for you. Because let's be real, you don't want to read a 300-page genetic report. You want to feel better and you want to know the major factors along the way. So I present to you the highlight reel of the actionable, keyword actionable genetic mutations. Meaning, even though there's a genetic issue, there's something natural we can do about it to support those genetics. Which means I'm not going to tell you that you have some super scary, rare cancer mutation, because that doesn't make you feel empowered, it makes you feel scared. But I will tell you if you have a harder time activating vitamin D and you may need a specialized supplement form to improve your cellular health. Do you see how much less scary that sounds? My goal is to educate and empower you, not scare you and give you a life full of misery due to your scary genetic mutations. This is about optimizing your health and wellness, not diagnosing you with a disease. This is also different due to true supplement expertise. I am a pharmacologist by training. This means I'm an expert in how drugs, vitamins, supplements all interact together and affect human cells. The fact of the matter is that the majority of health experts or health coaches do not have training in supplement pharmacology, which is how supplements work at the molecular level. So while they may know what your genetics mean, they don't understand how the supplements they're recommending interact with your genetics and your body overall. It's like trying to build a house when you have the blueprint or the genetic data, but you don't know how to use your tools, which are the supplements that you're recommending. How do you know if your recommended supplements are interacting with each other, or with your medications, or with your foods, or of course, your unique genetics? This is the study of pharmacology that I'm an expert in, and it's a skill set sorely missing in the holistic and genetic health space. So you get true supplement expertise and education at an elite level from me. And the last reason why this is different is that you get intimate, expert-led education. This isn't a do-it-yourself, figure out all this information on your own. This is an intimate white glove experience interacting with me, the expert, to really take the time and make sure you're really digesting and able to implement the life-changing information discussed on your consult call. So all in all, there is a lot here that makes this a truly one-of-a-kind experience, which is exactly why it's not priced like a normal do-it-yourself genetic test. If you feel like this is in alignment, then you can click the button below to purchase your deep dive analysis and add on your DNA kit. Once you're joined, you'll receive your onboarding form and we can get the process started right away. You'll get email updates every step of the way, and in just 30 days, you'll have a crystal clear science-backed plan to help you feel better, think clearer, and thrive with zero guesswork. Don't waste another day wondering what's wrong or trying another cookie cutter protocol. Your DNA holds the answers. Click below now and let's get started.